Here I am, here we all are, away from our families, debating a dividend. The greed and the entitlement is astounding to me. I just don't fathom it. My father is at home dying of cancer, and I am here listening to the biggest crock of crap I've ever heard. I'm so sick of it. Get a grip, people. Vote for this budget, or no state trooper, no one will answer the phone. Thank you.
Finally, I want to mention that there's been a lot of discussion over the last month or so comparing the earnings reserve account, the permanent fund as a whole, to our seed corn. I don't necessarily disagree with that concept, but if we're talking about seed, I have to ask where we're planting. Are we planting in the people's field so that the people are the ones that prosper, or are we planting in the government's field? The basic principle of this budget is the government first and the people second. And for that reason, I cannot support it. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Myers.
But we spent a lot of time talking about the citizens in our community and the amount of the dividend and how much money that they deserve in terms of a PFD. But what we keep forgetting is our employees are also part of our community also. And I really want to avoid a shutdown because we have to remember that our employees are the ones who are providing the services for our citizens and our constituents within this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Gray Jackson. Senator Holland.
Good morning, Mr. President. I rise to oppose this budget bill. There's so much wrong with it. Where to begin? I think I'll start with the good. I do hear the comments about we need to protect the permanent fund. We need to protect the permanent fund for our grandchildren and their grandchildren. There are grandparents and parents and children and grandchildren this year, as they have not received it for the last 7 years, who will not be receiving a meaningful permanent fund dividend because we have chosen to arbitrarily not follow now either one of the two formulas we had to choose from and just arbitrarily pick dollar amounts and decided those are going to be the permanent fund dividends. We have two laws in the books and we refuse to follow either one to determine what the permanent fund dividend is. I believe we're protecting the permanent fund today by not giving it to its rightful, the permanent fund dividend to its rightful recipients today, so that 20 years from now we can continue to not give the permanent fund dividend to its rightful recipients. This money is just too valuable to the state government. The state government needs this money to continue funding itself, and we will never decide that there's enough money to follow the law and pay a meaningful permanent fund dividend. We have just one job here that I hear often, to provide a budget. You know, it's our only job to pass the budget. This budget bill that we're looking at is a perfect storm of unintended consequences. How do we spend 5 months of thoughtful deliberation and wind up with a permanent fund dividend of $525? You know, it's a very complicated budget. We've got billions of dollars in CARES money, billions of dollars in ARPA money. There's a lot of money in this budget. How do we tell Alaskans that we cannot dedicate 1/20th of this budget to a meaningful permanent fund dividend? This budget bill is a dumpster fire. We need to put a stake in its heart, put it to rest, get another conference committee together, and fix. There's some good bones underneath here. It won't be long to fix it. We could fix this in a matter of days. We need to put it to rest and fix it.
You know, we've heard in this building and elsewhere the quote, "Don't tell me what you value, show me your budget and I'll show you what you value." And I think, Mr. President, in light of the fact that the state budget this year is actually, and I'm counting operating, capital, and supplemental, because of all the extra federal funds, it's about $15 billion, and in prior years, because of not getting all those extra federal funds, is about $13 billion. So here we have an unusually robust state budget this particular year. We had a banner year as far as the performance of the permanent fund with a rate of return at 25%. And we are post-pandemic, in post-pandemic recovery, with people still struggling, trying to get back on their feet. I think of all years, this is not the year to be voting for a $525 PFD.
To Senator Von Imhoff.
Thank you, Mr. President. So I just want to make sure that the folks that are listening at home fully understands the consequences for today's actions. A no vote means the budget doesn't pass. 22,000 people, state workers, will be out of work July 1st. That does not include the tens of thousands of teachers and university employees around the state of Alaska. Everyone out of jobs will not be paid. Think about all of these year-round jobs, good pay with benefits that support families, gone. Nothing. Nada. Hey, if you drive over a bridge, I suggest you hold your breath and pray, because it could fall on you, because no one's going to be around to fix it. If you want a permit to mine, nope, not going to happen. If you're on food stamps and you call up and ask someone to process your application, no one will answer the phone. If you're on Medicaid and you need emergency surgery, no one's going to authorize it because no one will answer the phone. Medicaid will be shut down. You call a state trooper, I'm sorry, you'll be sitting on the side of the road bleeding. No one will answer the phone. Summer school teachers, all those kids that were not in school for the past year, there is summer school going on right now. July 1st, nope, they're not gonna get paid. Those teachers, your kids, go home. No one's gonna be paid. Why? Because we want a bigger dividend. Some folks really need this money, absolutely. But we have programs to pay for those. We have rent assistance. We have $200 million for Alaska housing assistance. We have a very robust Medicaid budget. Here I am, here we all are, away from our families, debating a dividend. The greed and the entitlement is astounding to me. I just don't fathom it. My father is at home dying of cancer, and I am here listening to the biggest crock of crap I've ever heard. I'm so sick of it. Get a grip, people. Vote for this budget, or no state trooper, no one will answer the phone. Thank you.